This is gonna be the first exercise we did. It's a bit of like a hamstring bridge. We're gonna use just a foam roller. Come down on your back with one foot on the roller. Knee's gonna stay slightly bent. We're not gonna lock it all the way out, but it's not gonna be way up like so. So I'll lay down. I'm gonna drive the heel up towards the ceiling with my kind of front of my foot on the roller. Again, knee slightly bent. I'm gonna flex the opposite leg to ideally 90 degrees. If you need to go a little bit less, that's totally okay. And then we just wanna make sure we kind of can keep our ribs tucked down. So I don't wanna feel like I'm flaring the ribs up. If you need, you can use a long exhale. I think we talked a little bit about that to help bring the ribs down. We wanna keep that position. Very lightly lift our hips off the ground, kind of pushing our foot into the foam roller to drive that heel up. You're gonna feel the calf and the hamstring working pretty hard. We're gonna hold this position. If you can work on breathing, getting the ribs to stay down, and then inhale from there. Again, as long as you feel the hamstring and the calf working, that's all we're wanting to feel. As long as you feel those things, I'd aim for like a 20-second-ish hold. You can slowly build on that and maybe do 2 sets per side a day. This is gonna be this sideline kind of leg hike. We wanna feel the lateral hip really working. You're gonna bring the bottom leg, again, to about 90 degrees. So I'm here, I'm gonna come down on my side with this leg. I'm gonna kind of match my shin with my opposite foot. So opposed to being way back here, I'm kind of bringing the foot up a little bit, or the leg up a little bit. I'm gonna pretend there's an egg under my side, so I'm gonna kind of lift my side up and not smush the egg. And when I do that, I'm gonna lift that top leg up in the air and reach it as long as I can, like so. I'm gonna hold that position. I should feel the outside of the hip really working. If you wanna bias a little bit more, you can kind of bring that pinky toe up towards your hip. We talked about that a little bit, or even slightly turn the leg out. Again, just feel the lateral hip really working. If you feel a lot of quad for any reason, just soften your knee a little bit. So opposed to really locking the knee out hard and reaching, just soften it a little and reach like that. You'll feel the outside of the hip working hard. All right, the final thing we did was kind of this just wall sit. We had to drive a little bit of abduction, so that's gonna be the legs just slightly coming out. We talked about, I put my hands on your knees and that worked well. You could have someone do that, or a band. Again, I don't want you like flailing out like this. I just want you to maintain that tension. It's gonna keep a little bit in that outside of the hip again. So I'm here, I wanna be like a foot length out. I want kind of the bony aspect of my pelvis in the back. Think like almost where your belt would be if you were wearing a belt, to stay touching the wall. So that would be not doing this. That's gonna bring it away from the wall. So I'm kind of staying tucked back into it. Foot length out. I have that point of contact on my low back. My ribs are down. I'm gonna very lightly bend my knees just to about here, where my knees are still like a little bit behind my feet or just in line with them. And I'm just gonna breathe in, hang out here, and feel that little bit of pressure in the lateral hips. With how we did it here, you shouldn't feel anything in the low back. If you do, really explore like getting the tension in that lateral hip with the band or someone pushing in. And if you still can't get it like we did here, just back off that exercise and just do the other 2 that I'm gonna send. I'm here, a little bit of knee bend, my back is in the wall, my ribs are down. I can do a little bit of a reach if I want, and I'm just gonna breathe. So just silent inhales, long exhales, get the abs. Just like so. I do like 5 to 6 breaths, maybe 2 rounds.